Students, I hope all of you fine and safe. In this pandemic, many students suffered a lot. So this studies wise and economically also. So to help them, we planned this program. So I hope maximum students utilize this program. Myself, Srikanth Reddy, Academic Director and Mathematics Lecturer of Gnanasudha PU College, Bidar. And coming to KSET. In KSET, within 60 minutes, 60 bits we have to solve. So for that, one perfect plan needed, right? So myself and our team produced many ranks in Hyderabad, Karnataka region, especially in KSET, NEET, JEE, and advance also, means IIT also, right? And coming to the our topic, matrices and determinants. The reason to start with this topic is this is one of the important topic. KSET 5 to 6 problems will come from the matrices and determinants. And finally, my suggestion is before watching this video, once you open the NCERT textbook and read the formulas and definitions and some simple problems you have to practice, then easily you can catch this concept, right? Now coming to the topic, matrices. Matrices. First, definition. Definition of the matrix. Matrix is an ordered rectangular array of elements. Matrix is an ordered rectangular array of elements or functions also. Means nothing but if you write elements horizontally and vertically, then that is a matrix. Means nothing but if you write like this 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is a matrix, right? And one more matrix, suppose 1 plus I 2 minus root 3 4, this is also a matrix, right? So here this line is called R1, means, and this one is R2, means this matrix contains two rows, and this is column 1 and this is column 2 and this is column 3. So this matrix contains two rows, three columns, and here this line means this is R1 and this one, this is R2, means this matrix contains two rows and this is C1 and this is C2. So this matrix contains two rows, two columns, right? So next one is order of a matrix. A matrix which having m rows and n columns is called a matrix of order m by n. In any matrix, m rows are there and n columns are there. In any matrix, m rows are there and n columns are there, then that matrix of order m by n, we have to read like this, m by m into n means m by n. So if you take one example, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is the matrix of order 3 rows. This is R1, this is R2, this is R3, this is C1 and this is C2. R1, R2, R3, C1, C2 means 3 rows, 2 columns. So the matrix of order is what? 3 rows, 3 by 2. And if you take one more example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so 3 rows, 3 columns. So order of this matrix is 3 by 3, right? Next, Next one is types of matrices. Types of matrices. First one is row matrix. Simple thing. A matrix which contains only one row is called what? Row matrix. Means like this. 1, 2, 3. Right? So here only one row is there. 3 columns are there. So a matrix which contains only one row is called, irrespective of their columns, row matrix. Right? Also you can define like this. Suppose if A equal to Aij. Aij means this is the position of that element. Suppose A equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Next A31, A32, A33. So this is the matrix of order 3, no? So here I is 1, J is 1. Means the position of this element is first row, first column. Position of this element is first row, second column. And the position of this element is first row, third column. Okay. And here second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. Third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column. So here Aij means position of ith row, jth column, right? And m by n means m rows and n columns. So if A equal to Aij m by n is a matrix, means so if m equal to 1, if you take m equal to 1, then that matrix is called what? Row matrix. Similarly, you can define column matrix also. Column matrix. Column matrix means 1, 2, 3, like this. A matrix which contains only one column is called what? Column matrix. Means nothing but this matrix contains 3 rows, 1 column. So otherwise, if a matrix A equal to Aij m by n is said to be the column matrix if n equal to 1. If n equal to 1 irrespective of the rows, then that matrix is called what? Column matrix, right? Next, third one is square matrix. Square matrix means a matrix in which number of rows is equal to number of columns, then that matrix is called what? Square matrix. Third definition is square matrix. A matrix in which number of rows is equal to number of columns, means A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. So this is the matrix of order 3 by 3. So number of rows 3, number of columns also 3. So this is a square matrix. Suppose if you take one more, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 by 2 matrix. Number of rows now equal to number of columns. So then this matrix is called what? Square matrix. Otherwise you can define like this also. A equal to, so Aij m by n is said to be the, so in entrance like this only they will ask. So if Aij, capital A equal to Aij m by n is said to be the square matrix if 4 options they will give. M equal to n, first option suppose m equal to n, second option m not equal to n, third option m greater than n, and fourth option m less than n, like this they will give, right? So what is our definition? In another way, if you define a square matrix A equal to Aij means definitely here m equal to n. A matrix Aij m by n is said to be the square matrix if m equal to n, means number of rows is equal to number of columns. Always the first one is row, it is denoted by columns. Second one is denoted by what? Columns, right? Next one is so this is important one. Next one is, that is fourth one, diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix, right? A square matrix is said to be the diagonal matrix. When we can say one matrix is diagonal matrix, a square matrix A is said to be the diagonal matrix if all its principal diagonal elements like this you have to take. By one example I will take. If I give one example, then you will get the idea. 1 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 3. This is called a diagonal elements, right? So these are diagonal matrix. These are the diagonal elements or principal diagonal elements also you can say, right? So a square matrix A is said to be the diagonal matrix if its all non-principal diagonal elements are all its non-diagonal elements are 0, right? We are not discussing about the diagonal elements, just we are discussing about the what? Non-diagonal elements only, right? So one second is that a square matrix A is said to be that should be square matrix, right? A square matrix A is said to be the diagonal matrix if its all non-diagonal elements are what? 0, right? You can take here 4 and here 5 and here 6 also. This is also a example of diagonal matrix, and simply this is a diagonal matrix of order 3, right? Suppose this is also a diagonal matrix of order 1 by 1, right? And 4 0 0 5, this is also a diagonal matrix of order 2 by 2, right? Next, fifth one is scalar matrix. Next one is scalar matrix. A diagonal matrix. So two types you can define. A diagonal matrix is said to be the scalar matrix. When we can say one diagonal matrix is the scalar matrix, a diagonal matrix is said to be the scalar matrix. I will take one example, you will get the idea. A equal to, like this, here I will write scalar matrix A equal to 4 0 0 0 4 0 0 0 4. Means what is the difference between these two? Here we are not discussing about the principal diagonal elements, just non-principal diagonal elements or non-diagonal elements are 0, means it is our diagonal matrix. But here what all the diagonal elements, means principal diagonal elements should be same, then that diagonal matrix is said to be the scalar matrix. Or a square matrix is said to be the, suppose if you are mentioning the square matrix, a square matrix is said to be the scalar matrix if its principal diagonal element should be same and the non-principal diagonal elements are 0, right? Otherwise, already we know that a diagonal matrix, by the diagonal matrix if you define, a diagonal matrix is said to be the scalar matrix if what? Its diagonal elements should be same. No need to discuss about the non-principal diagonal elements, because already in diagonal matrix only we are saying that what? Non-principal diagonal elements are what? 0, right? Next, next one is identity matrix. Sixth one is identity matrix. Identity matrix, right? A square matrix is said to be the identity matrix if you take one example, you will get the idea. Here also 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. A square matrix is said to be the identity matrix if its non-diagonal elements 0, principal diagonal elements or diagonal elements should be 1, right? Otherwise, a diagonal matrix is said to be the identity matrix. A diagonal matrix is said to be the identity matrix if its diagonal elements equal to 1. So then it is called identity matrix or unit matrix also, or what? Unit matrix. It is denoted by what? I, like this. This is the I3, means identity matrix of order 3. And if you take like this 1 0 0 1, This is the identity matrix of order 2. Suppose I1 means like this. This is also identity matrix of order 1. And here also, suppose if you want for 2002, if you take, this is the what? Scalar matrix of order 2. Suppose if you take like this, or this is, if you take like this is what? Scalar matrix of order 1. So diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, and identity matrix. What? Diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, and identity or unit matrix. Difference, once you see the difference. All non-principal diagonal elements here, here, and 0. But here principal diagonal elements, we are not discussing any other elements other than what does means there is no means compulsory here all these should be same. But here same, here 1. Okay, but in another way, how to define these three? See, once you listen here, a square matrix, suppose A equal to Aij with a square matrix. So here A equal to Aij with a square matrix said to be the diagonal matrix if Aij equal to 0 for I not equal to j. This is important one. So you have to concentrate this type definitions only, because indirectly they will ask the problem in case it. So suppose they A equal to Aij is a square matrix is said to be the diagonal matrix, then which of the following is true or which of the following is false, like that they will give. Means, see, this is a one element in this matrix, so ith row and jth column, that position of element equal to 0 when I not equal to j. Once you see, if you take one matrix of order 3, so A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Next A31, A32, A33. Right? What is saying? So if it is a diagonal matrix, means Aij should be 0 when I not equal to j. Here I not equal to j. This is 0. This is 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. And this is, and this one also 0. Then this becomes diagonal matrix. Right? And scalar matrix, this is the fourth one. Right? Scalar matrix, how to define in another way? So if a square matrix Aij is said to be the scalar matrix, means if Aij equal to 0, listen, Aij equal to 0 for I not equal to j. Aij equal to 0 for I not equal to j, and Aij equal to k for I equal to k is any constant. So already have taken example for the scalar matrix. So fifth one, scalar matrix definition you taken. Scalar matrix definition. What is the scalar matrix definition? So here k0 0 0 k0 0 0 k. Right? So these elements should be same. So this diagonal element should be same. That only I written. See, Aij equal to 0 for I not equal to j, means these 3 and these 3 0, but these 3 same. Whenever I equal to j, here I equal to j, here also I equal to j, here also I equal to j. So that's why here same k or any constant you can take. These 3 are same you have to take, means principal diagonal elements either 2 by 2 or 1 by 1 or 3 by 3. So for I equal to j. So this is also one of the definition of the what? Scalar matrix. And identity matrix. Identity matrix means sixth one. Identity matrix. So here 1 1 1 means just here what we have to take 1, then it becomes what? Identity matrix. So what I am saying, a square matrix is said to be the identity matrix or unit matrix if what? Aij equal to 0, when one element equal to 0 for I not equal to j, here I not equal to j, 1 not equal to 2, 1 not equal to 3, 2 not equal to 1, 2 not equal to 3, here 3 not equal to 1, 3 not equal to 2. So that's why these three elements should be 0. These 6 elements should be 0. But whenever I equal to j, see here I equal to j, I equal to j, I equal to j. Whenever I equal to j, aij equal to 1 means this one. So like this indirectly they will ask the definition. Okay, no? So don't neglect the definitions also. Next. Next one is zero matrix. Zero matrix means simple thing. Zero matrix or null matrix. Null matrix means a matrix is said to be the null matrix or zero matrix if all its elements are zero. That's it. So this is, if you take 0, 0, 0, 0 or 0, 0, this is the null matrix of order 2 rows and 3 columns. This is the null matrix of order 2 by 3. Or this one you can take 0, 0, 0, 0. This is also a null matrix of order 2 by 2. Right? Next, these are the definitions. Right? So strictly for the KCET, NCERT definitions, NCERT formulas, NCERT concept only have to discuss. Right? So our teaching also, not only this topic and not only myself, total team. So our plan is first we have to discuss concept and synopsis, shortcut methods based on some problems. After that, NCERT objective questions and NCERT exemplar book objective questions, and finally previous problems also we have to discuss. Then you will get the perfection in that topic. Okay, no? Now next one is so row matrix types: column matrix, square matrix, diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, unit or identity matrix, and zero matrix. Right? Next, equality of matrices. Equality of matrices. So when we can say two matrices A and B are same, are equal, when we can say so two matrices A and B are equal if there are two conditions, that the two matrices should satisfy two conditions. One is order should be same, so that the two matrices order should be same, and the second one is their corresponding elements, their corresponding elements also same. For example, so if you take x, y, a, b equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, these two matrices are equal, then what is the order of this matrix? 2 rows and 2 columns. And what is the order of this matrix? 2 rows and 2 columns. So first condition satisfied, order should be same, and corresponding element should be same, means these should be same, these should be same, like this. Now from this one, if these two are equal, if these two are equal, definitely x equal to 1, y equal to 2, a equal to 3, b equal to 4. Already this type of problems we have seen. Okay, no? So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, if this matrix is equal to another matrix, means definitely these should be also same, means order should be same and corresponding elements also same. This is about the equality of two matrices. Okay, no? Next. Next one is operations on matrices. In that, first one is addition of matrices. Addition of matrices. In the simple manner, I will explain. Right? Your concept is important. Right? Now, sum of the two matrices is also a matrix obtained by adding the corresponding elements. That's it. See, suppose if you take 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, 3, 1, 4, like this they give it. So this is A matrix and this is B matrix. We have to add these two matrices, right? And one more important condition in addition of matrices is addition of matrices is possible only when their orders are same. So order of the first matrix is 2 by 2 and order of the second matrix also 2 by 2. So if order is same, then only matrix addition is possible, right? So sum of two matrices is also a matrix obtained by adding the corresponding elements of the two matrices. Corresponding elements means we have to add these two, these two, these two and these two. That is equal to what we will get 1 plus 2 3, 2 plus 3 5, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 4 8. So if you take this is A and it is denoted by A plus B like this. So sum of the two matrices means nothing but just adding the corresponding elements. Okay, suppose like this is there 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 1 2 3 4 5 6. Can you add these two? No, definitely, because here order of this matrix is what? 2 rows 3 columns. Order of this matrix is 3 rows 2 columns. Orders not same means we can't add because we won't get the corresponding elements. That's why. So we can't add that two matrices. Okay, no, right. So next, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Multiplication of a matrix by a scalar means nothing but suppose if A be the any matrix of order m by n. Okay, no. Next, K be the any scalar. Then AK is also a matrix obtained by multiplying each and every element of A with K. That's it. Means one example if you take, you will get the idea, right? So 1 2, because no need to write, they won't ask write the definition of the what square matrix, diagonal matrix. You should understand what is the diagonal matrix and scalar matrix and remaining definitions. That's it. So 3 and year 3, year 4 if you take, this is A. So 3 into A. So A equal to what I am taking? A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 into A asking means nothing but what I am saying. So 3A is also a matrix. How we are getting obtained? By multiplying each and every element of that matrix with what? That scalar, given scalar. That is equal to 3 into 1 3, 3 into 2 6, 3 into 3 9 and 3 into 4 12 like this. Okay, suppose if you take minus 1 into, so 4 5 6 7 is there. So what we have to do? Just multiply each and every element with minus 1 means minus 4 minus 5 minus 6 minus 7. Suppose if you take one matrix, this is B, so this is called minus B. This is what? Minus B means negative of the matrix B. Minus B is what? Negative of the matrix B. Okay, no? Next. So here some properties are also there for the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. That is, if you take A comma B are two matrices. So K into A plus B means here you are taking whenever addition of two matrices, definitely this order should be same. So this can be written as Ka plus Kb. K into A plus B can be written as Ka plus Kb. Next, suppose k plus l into a. This is the first one if you take. This is second one if you take into a equal to ka plus la you can write, where k comma l are scalars. And also you can write, suppose k into l into a means how to write k into la, or you can write l into ka also you can. Okay, now that is equal to, suppose if you want minus ka into a, also how to write k into minus a also you can write, that is equal to minus of ka also, according to our convenience we can write that one. Okay, now here minus one also one of the scalar. Okay, now next, properties of addition of addition of matrices. So these properties are important. So these properties belongs to multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. And here properties of addition of matrices means nothing but, here see, if you add a plus b, if you add b plus a, both are what? Same. A plus b and b plus a. For that one name is there, that is nothing but commutative law. Commutative law. Okay, no? Means matrix addition holds commutative law. Okay, no? Second one is a plus b plus c can be written as a plus b plus c. For this also one name is there, that is what? Associative law. Means matrix addition holds associative law also. And existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity means nothing but, see, anywhere once you listen, here matrices are there, but any other elements also you can take. One matrix is there and the second matrix is there. Between these two, either plus or into, whatever the operation. But now here we are discussing only plus, no, equal to. In these two, this is the first matrix, this is second matrix. If you add these two matrix, in these two any one matrix is getting output, means another one is identity. Another one is identity under this operation, right? Means when you will get like that, if you add two matrices, in these two one more means the same matrix outside you have to take in these two, like that. Which one is like this? A plus 0 matrix or null matrix. So A matrix of order m by n means O also means this null matrix also should be what? Having order same order of A. That is what? 0 plus A equal to A. Means A plus 0, 0 plus A equal to what? A only. Means here adding two matrices, getting the same output in these two means another one is identity, right? So 0 matrix is called what? Additive identity. What is the additive identity in addition of matrices? Means 0 matrix. Next, existence of additive inverse. Existence of additive inverse. Fourth one, here I will write. Existence of additive inverse means nothing but, see, here one matrix is there, here another matrix is there. Here we are discussing about the addition of matrices, no? So that's why if you add these two, output if you get identity, output if you get identity, then RHS if you get identity, these two are inverses to each other. So this one is inverse of this one, or inverse, this one is inverse of this one. So when you will get like that, here additive identity is what? Null matrix we are saying. Means if you take one matrix and add one more matrix, you should get a null matrix. When you will get like that, so this is a matrix plus minus A equal to what? Null matrix, right? If you add these two, what you will get? 0 you will get. So that's why here minus A is additive inverse. Remember, additive inverse of A. Right? Minus A is the additive inverse of A. Suppose one matrix they given A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what is the additive inverse of A? Means what we have to take? Just minus A we have to take. Okay, no? Right. Next one. These are the properties. First property is what? Commutative law. Means A plus B equal to B plus A. Second one is associative law. Associative law means A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. And the third one is the existence of additive identity. Means if you add two matrices, so any one of the matrix outside means output getting, right side getting means that another one is additive identity. Means we are adding these two. So here A getting means O is means null matrix is additive identity. And if you add two matrices, right side RHS is identity getting means, so one is inverse of other. Okay. Right. Next. Next, multiplication of matrices. Multiplication of matrices. So when we can multiply two matrices, suppose A is the one matrix, B is another matrix. If you multiply these two matrices, so here matrix multiplication is possible only if number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. What? When matrix multiplication is possible, listen carefully. When matrix multiplication is possible, number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix, then only matrix multiplication is possible. For example, if you take A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B equal to 4, 2, 3, 1, like this is there. So this is also suppose like this. One more different example I will take. 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3, 1, like this. This is A. And B equal to 1, 2, 4, 5 and 3, 1, like this is there. So number of rows, 2 rows, 3 columns, right? And number of rows here, 3 rows, 2 columns, right? So 2 rows, 3 columns, here 3 rows, 2 columns. Matrix multiplication is possible or not for these two matrices means we have to identify number of columns of the first matrix is equivalent to number of rows of the second matrix or not, we have to identify, right? These two are same. So after multiplication, what is the order of the resultant matrix? You will get this one, 2 by 2 matrix you will get. Okay, no? Okay, let's try. So A into B equal to, how to multiply, that is also important. See, this is first row, position of this one is first row, and this is a first row and first column, right? So first row, first column, this is also first row, first column. So multiply first row with first column. Multiply first row with first column. So what you will get? 1 into 1, 1, and next one 2 into 4 plus first row with first column, 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 4 plus 8 and 3 into 3 plus 9. And multiply first row with second column, 1 into 2, 2 and 2 into 5, 10 plus 3 into 1 plus 3. and second row with the first column. So we are multiplying second row with the first column means here only. Where we have to substitute that one? Here only we have to substitute. Second row and first column we have to multiply. So then second row first column means here only. Okay, no? So order of the resultant matrix what we are getting 2 by 2. 2 by 2 means A11, A12, A21, A22. Means if you multiply first row with first column means here we have to substitute. If you multiply first row with second column means here only we have to substitute. And if you multiply second row with first column means here only we have to substitute. And if you multiply second row with second column means here only we have to substitute. Okay, no? Now here we are multiplying second row with the first column means 2 into 1 2 plus 3 into 4 plus 12 plus 1 into 3 3, and multiply second row with second column 4 and 3 into 5 15 plus 1 into 1 plus 1, right? That is equal to, so here this is 18, right? 9 plus 1 10 plus 8 18, and here 12 plus 3 that is 50. Next here 12 plus 2 14 plus 3 17, and here 15 plus 4 19 plus 1 that is 20. This is the order of the matrix 2 by 2. This is the multiplication of these two matrices which can, so first matrix of order 2 by 3, second matrix of order 3 by 2. Number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. So matrix multiplication is possible. Then order of the resultant matrix is what? 2 by 2. So 2 by 2 means like this we have to write. Then we have to multiply first row with the first column, first row with the second column, second row with the first column, second row with second column. That respective position, at their respective position we have to substitute the values. Next, properties of matrices. This multiplication of matrices, properties. So if you multiply AB, if you multiply BA, generally these two are not equal. Means matrix multiplication does not holds commutative property. First one, and second one, A into B into C definitely equal to A into B. Means associative property holds matrix multiplication, right? Means matrix multiplication holds associative property. Next, third one, A into B plus C equal to AB plus AC. So A into B plus C equal to AB plus AC. Means if you multiply these two plus multiply these two, so both are same. This is nothing but distributive law. Distributive law. Okay. So, and sometimes they'll ask the problems like this also in case it. So matrix multiplication, which of the following holds? Means this one equal they will give, this one not equal they will give, this one equal. You have to identify. Means commutative property does not holds, and matrix multiplication does not holds commutative property, and matrix multiplication holds associative property and a distributive law also, right? And if you multiply A into identity matrix and identity matrix into A, then you will get A only. So if you multiply two matrices, any one of the matrix outside getting means another one is already I given, that is called what? Identity. So here I is called additive identity with respect to the what? Multiplication. Means identity matrix is multiplicative identity, right? Suppose if you take one example, A equal to 1 2 3 4 and I equal to A into I 1 0 0 1. Multiply these two, then what you will get? First row with the first column 1 into 1 1, 2 into 0 0. Next, multiply first row with the second column. 1 into 0, 0, and 2 into 1 is what? 2. So, second row with the first column. 3 into 1, 3. 4 into 0, 0. And the second row with the second column. 3 into 0, 0. 4 into 1 is 4. So, same A only getting. So, A into I equal to A means, so anywhere, so one matrix and here another matrix is there. Previously you have observed addition, here multiplication, you are multiplying these two. Any one of these two right side getting, suppose this one getting outside means this one is identity under this operation. Now here also A into I equal to A getting, so this one getting means another one, so under which operation between these two multiplication is there, so that's why I is multiplicative identity, right? So these are the properties of multiplication of matrices, right? Next, coming to some conditions. So these are the some conditions based on addition, multiplication. Till now what we discussed about that, but important. A plus B whole square, if you take, what we get generally in algebra, A plus B whole square equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. We can expect my entrance this type problems. But here, if A comma B are matrices means we can't take like that. Okay. A plus B whole square equal to A square plus, so AB plus BA plus B square. How to get this one? So like this we have to write. A plus B whole square means A plus B into A plus B have to write. Because, so A equal to 1 matrix means A square, how to write? A into A. A cube means A into A into A you can write. Okay. Now by that one, if A plus B A whole square, if you want to multiply these like this means A plus B into A plus B you have to multiply. Means nothing but you have to multiply these two. A into A square. A into B, AB. Next B into A plus BA. Next B into B plus B square. So this is our correct answer. But if you write A square plus 2AB plus B square, totally wrong. Right? Suppose they given if AB equal to BA given. If AB equal to BA given means then you can write A plus B whole square equal to A square plus AB. BA nothing but here BA equal to what? AB is there plus B square you can do. Now that is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. But AB equal to BA not given, suppose, means we can't take. Okay, no? So whenever AB equal to BA, then only A plus B whole square equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. Otherwise we can't take. Next one, A plus B into A plus B given. So how to do? A plus B into A plus B. Second one, A plus B into, sorry, A minus B. A plus B into A minus B. A plus B into A minus B given means we have to multiply A into A square. Next, A into minus B means minus AB. Next, B into A plus BA. Next, B into minus B, so what will get? Minus B square. Like this you have to multiply. A into A square. A into minus B, minus AB. B into A plus BA. And B into minus B, minus B square. Suppose here also they given, suppose AB equal to BA given. Then a plus b into a minus b becomes, so a square, here ab equal to minus ba, so minus ba plus ba minus b square. So these two get cancelled. Now you can write a square minus b square. Okay. Next. So a, suppose they given like this, a minus b whole square they given. So what you will get? Same, a square a minus b into a minus b only have to multiply. Don't take a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, no? Right. Next, I square is there. So I equal to identity matrix means I equal to, suppose if you do 1 0 0 1 is a one identity matrix of order 2. Suppose I square you want means 1 0 0 1 and 1 0 0 1. You have to multiply these two. So then what will get? First row with first column 1, first row with second column 0, second row with first column 0, second row with second column 1. I only will get. Means I square, I cube, I to the power of 4, etc. equal to what will get? I only. Means I to the power of m equal to I only. If you take m belongs to z plus, means positive integers. If you take, so I to the power of 100, I to the power of 101 is also what will get? I only will get. Okay, no? So these are the some properties on multiplication and addition of matrices. Next, transpose of a matrix we have to discuss. Transpose of a matrix. So transpose of a matrix nothing but simple meaning here. Suppose if I take one example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is there. Transpose of this matrix is denoted by a dash or a power t like this. So which is obtained by interchanging the rows and columns of the given matrix, right? Simple meaning is what? Transpose of the given matrix is what? Interchanging, which is obtained by interchanging the rows and columns of the given matrix. So that is equal to interchanging the rows and columns, means rows into columns and columns into rows like this. 1 4 7 means this column becomes row and this column, second column becomes second row. 2 5 8 and 3 6 9. This is the matrix. This is the what? Transpose of the matrix A. So interchanging the rows and columns. That's it. So properties. So properties important. First one. If you take A transpose, and again for this one whole transpose, if you take A only. So here this is A transpose. Again you take the transpose of this one, A transpose whole transpose. If you take, means nothing but interchanging the rows and columns. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Again becomes what? A only. So second one is A plus B whole transpose. A plus B whole transpose. Nothing but A transpose plus B transpose. Suppose if you take minus, here also minus you will get. And the third one, AB whole transpose. If you do, this is important one, B transpose into A transpose. AB whole transpose equal to what? B transpose into A transpose. So A transpose whole transpose equal to A, and A plus or minus B whole transpose equal to A transpose plus B transpose, and A minus B whole transpose equal to A transpose minus B transpose, and the third one is A plus B whole transpose equal to B transpose into A transpose. And fourth one is K into A whole transpose equal to K into A transpose equal to K into A transpose, you will get K into A transpose. And the last one, in general, if you generalize this one, A B C D whole transpose, if you take D transpose, C transpose, B transpose, A transpose, you can apply this one up to finite number of matrices like this. What? Suppose A1, A2, A3, etc. AN is there, whole transpose is there, reverse an whole transpose, an minus 1 transpose, etc. A3 transpose, a2 transpose, and a1 transpose, like this we have to write. Okay, no? So these are the properties of transpose. Okay.